It is an amazing. It's Sunday, October 14th.
Anything special happens on the 14th?
It's dessert day.
I said anything special happens on the 14th, sir. Dessert day is not a day. Who cares about dessert day?
It's Be Bald and Free Day.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He's Ron. I'm not. To meet you.
Pleasure is all mine.
Oh, wonderful.
Welcome to the team, Ellie.
Thanks for being here.
So is this our first show together?
No, but we've been doing what this is now? Show number
40-something.
40-something?
I have a question for you. Are we going to be doing like a 50 show anniversary when it comes out?
Did you plan it?
No.
Then I guess not.
The truth is I haven't really been following the exact numbers. So
I don't think I think you're wrong. I don't think we're at 40. Maybe we're at 40.
No, I think we're at 40.
Yeah.
I think so. No?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to check it out.
It is a wonderful time to be with us tonight. We've got a fun little challenge. As you guys know, we are sort of working. Sort of. We are on a diet. We're trying to get healthy. And being National Dessert Day, we thought we would do some fun dessert challenge, and then we would do that live, and we realized, well, that's going to be counterproductive.
The truth is, I was never going to eat cake to begin with.
No, you don't like cake.
I don't like cake.
Yeah, you're
I don't
weird
like cookies.
like that.
I don't like anything sweet.
So what I thought of was, maybe we could take something healthier, and I've got some carrots.
You know, that's not really that healthy.
They're sliced up carrots. I've seen how they make these.
Okay, wait. What I'm saying is that it has a lot of sugar. So technically, if you're trying to get rid of sugar, you shouldn't be eating carrots. But for this sake, we're going to do it. Yes. If you start to look at all the different nutritionist stuff, you'll notice, look at this, 35 calories.
Wow. For how many?
I have no idea.
Serving size of 3 ounces, about 4 carrots.
Well, there we go.
Okay, so
can you imagine 10 calories
Can you
per
do the
carrot?
math on that?
I'd rather eat...
It's about 9 calories a carrot.
Yeah, that's a lot, considering. Right? I'd rather be eating other things.
I don't care. Anyways, what we're going to do with these things is put these in our mouth. And we're going to see how many we can stuff in our mouth without choking ourselves. Dying on camera is not good for anyone's health.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get more viewership.
I don't know.
Right? That'd be good for ratings.
I figure, kind of like the marshmallow challenge, we're going to stuff it in the side. We're not going to chew them, though. That's the deal. You can't bite them. So
why would I want to bite them?
Maybe you like carrots.
I do, but then it would be a
You wear
carrot
orange
eating
like a carrot?
It's funny, actually. I wore this, and then you said, hey, let's do carrots. And I was like, okay, fitting.
Yeah.
Fitting.
So, anyway, I just thought we'd do it.
Do you want to start right away with the challenge, or do you want to talk a little bit about the national days? Like, not just the dessert, but we'll talk about...
You want to just... Sure.
No? Okay, we'll talk a little bit about Bald Appreciation Day, where it's like, or not Bald Appreciation, it's like...
It's Be Bald and Be Free Day.
Be free, so meaning being happy with being bald.
Or just be free to be bald.
Have you accepted the fact that...
Yeah.
Well, you're at the age, you're 39 years old.
Thank you.
So technically, that's the age where it's normal to be bald. Right? It's a starting point.
So I got to go back in time. I've been carrying this look for about 6-7 years now. Almost.
For real?
5-6 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How did you first find out that you're balding? Like, did you see hair on your pillow? Or
no,
like
thank God. I don't know where it went. It just didn't grow in there. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Were you the type of person that was shaving his head?
No. Only recently I started doing that. It was more like I noticed the receding hairline.
Did you have one of those like comb overs at some point?
No.
Or the one that goes back?
No. Didn't fake it. It just happened. It was one of those, like, I don't know, I just noticed that it's not growing, and then all of a sudden I got like a good look at myself on the side here, and I was like, what the heck is that? Watching myself on the screen, and I still hate it. Like, there's a patch up here.
Have you ever considered getting a hair transplant?
No, I actually know somebody who did that, and I think the reality is, like, who are you fooling about that? Like,
apparently a lot of people.
You had no hair last week, and suddenly you have hair now. I don't know. For me, it's not my thing. I'm not that. I guess it is vain. I'm gonna say I'm not that vain that I don't care about it. I accept it. I think there's.
But is it vain?
I think bald is. I think so.
Why is it vain? I mean, somebody feels.
Well, that's a form of vanity.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's right. But we see ourselves with hair, right? It's not
I
like
still think of myself.
It's not like doing. It's not like doing the lips.
No, I definitely think of myself as having all the hair.
Okay.
So I don't know.
So you feel like if you have a hair transplant, then you're vain. I just want to know. I've never thought about doing it.
It's a cosmetic procedure. So how could that not be vain?
Well, because it's a normal look. It's like basically you're getting, like, you always had hair, and now you're just
Nah,
losing it.
no.
No?
We're talking about people who like clearly went like look like this, and then all of a sudden like a bouffon.
So I'll ask
It's-
you a
come on.
question. So, for example, there are certain people that have, certain surgeries.
Yeah.
Right? So if somebody, after the age of 40 or something,
Right.
their breasts fall, so they want to do a little bit of a lift.
Right.
Is that really vain as opposed to getting implants?
Yes.
Like, is there a difference between the two, or you don't see any difference?
Listen, everyone wants to be firmer, toner, or whatever. The minute you're involving
Surgery?
procedures surgery, I think it's in part vanity. It's not.
Okay.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm asking because I want to
just-
know if is there a different category, right? Because, for example, if somebody has an issue, yeah, we're moving like crazy.
No. We're moving like crazy, and I don't know if, by the way, if you guys see this at home, we seem to be shaking. No, we're not having an earthquake. We are having some wonderful camera experience, but hopefully
Looks odd. That
it
it's
does
like
look
moving
really
like that,
odd.
right?
We've never had this. We don't know why.
And the camera is stable.
Camera is stable. Everything is there. So we do apologize, but maybe if we move a little faster, will outmove the whole thing.
So you think we should
But
just kind of?
I don't know, but we're
one of
getting
these?
requests. We're getting requests to do the carrot thing.
Oh, everybody wants to see it already. Okay.
Everyone that I care
So
about
we had an
wants to see
agreement that you're going to be going first.
Yeah.
So I'd like
we're
to
gonna
see.
so you're gonna count it off and see how many I can stuff in our mouth before like.
Well,
No more. No?
but here's my question. I mean, there's bigger ones and smaller ones. So how do we know? I mean, is it fair that like each carrot would be accounted for? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Okay,
Carrot's
fine.
carrot.
All right, so you're going to go
Just gonna
first. All right.
So
Do you
here
think
we
we
go.
can do the whole bag together?
No chance.
No chance. Okay.
All right, here we go. So we're just gonna put.
So this is
and we're
one of
not
the
biting
silly
down.
competitions
This
that
is
we're
like a
doing.
silly thing.
And I don't know why we're doing this, but I agreed to it because I agreed to a lot of things.
I got one.
Okay.
So there's a strategy or no strategy. I'm just
I don't know.
Put it
Apparently,
in
you had
a
a strategy of drinking water the other day.
2,
Okay. You're going one by one.
3.
Okay, before this, how many do you think you can stuff in your mouth before you attempted this?
If I didn't think about
If
it,
you,
but I'd say about 8.
8? Okay.
So I got 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5.
Again, I don't understand the purpose of this, but why not? Let's just have fun.
7.
Okay, don't talk. Just I'll count for you. 8. I don't want you to die. You still have a family. All right.
It's getting tight.
What is it? 8 now?
Mhm.
8. Okay. 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a little
Well, you look foolish, so that's great already. 10.
it's good.
Okay. 11.
Mm-hmm.
12. Please don't choke. Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
13. It reminds me of that Israeli movie where the guy eats eggs, All right. 14. You're doing pretty well there, sir.
Okay,
15.
15.
How many do you think you could fit more? 2, 3
Maybe
more?
2 more.
2 more. Let's go. Okay.
2 more.
Okay. Don't talk while you're doing this. I don't want you to die. Okay, it looks like you were chewing.
All right. Shifting.
You're shifting. Okay.
Shifting,
All right.
Shifting.
Are you guys enjoying this?
Oh,
Because
there's a lot of laughs.
oh yeah,
yeah.
I can't see anybody really enjoying this. So let's.
Okay.
So how many did you do?
17.
17.
One more for good.
One more for good luck. Mazel tov. We're going for a high. All right. Hopefully you don't die. All right. 18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't think I can do even close.
That's gross.
Oh yeah, you throw that out.
No, here, I'll just stick it in.
Okay, so I have 4.
Yeah, I'll count for you. 5, 6.
Uh-huh.
7 and 8. Now, I think for the record, I could have done probably another 2 more. I realized that at some point you're gonna choke. This didn't bother me, but was that 10?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You're doing it 2 at a time. You're going gamesmanship. Serious. 10. This is
People say I have a big mouth, but apparently I don't.
this is 12. Nope, the 11. That is 12. And we could close with your lips. I didn't have any sticking out, by the way.
Just relax there, okay, Sarika?
13 and 14.
Okay.
I don't know how many more you can get. 15. You think you can get 3 more in there? 16, 17, 18. Go for it. Big one. 19. 20.
There you go. The whole 20?
That's 20.
Why not?
Oh, 21. Don't choke, please.
Good?
Can you close your lips? No. Ah.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
How do you do the show like this?
I think, yeah. I think you should just talk like that.
So
Have a
now-
cactus pear challenge.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. Can we get this?
Can we eat a cactus pear?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have them. I don't know. With the pricks on?
Oh,
I
for
don't
you.
think so. That's 20.
21.
This is 21.
This is 22.
22.
Mhm.
22.
This
Bra-
is good?
Bravo.
Does this work? Did I win the challenge?
You win the challenge. Yeah, don't you,
I'm all good. I'm glad we're using this cup for something. Now, are we going to actually eat carrots? Because this is a complete waste of food.
the ones that I just had, no.
Well, no, definitely don't want to eat those.
All right,
I'll have
well-
a carrot just for the sake
all
of
right, for
competition.
dessert day.
But by the way,
L'chaim.
I'm very proud of you that you're actually eating carrots and that you're trying. That's
love
amazing. No, but you know what I mean. Like, I could have easily said, let's do dessert day, and you would have said, yeah,
Yeah.
let's have a cupcake, try to make the best of it. But
Yeah.
you actually agreed to do carrots, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
It was my idea, actually.
It is your idea. I didn't want to do it. So,
Yeah, agreed. I did
right.
it. It's mine.
all right, so, what is it, $1.27 each?
I know
No
frills
frills.
on that prickly pear.
Oh,
Thanks,
speaking
Ron.
of that,
Yeah.
I went to No Frills the other day,
Yeah.
and pomegranates are 98 cents.
Is that a lot?
No, that's very cheap. A month ago,
Yeah.
$5 was the cheapest you were able to get.
Rosh Hashanah.
Right, I understand that.
Price gouging.
But $5 in comparison to 98 cents?
Listen.
And by the way, $5 was the cheapest that I saw. Because they were selling it for $8 at
It's
some other place.
it's hard to be a Jew. What can I tell
but
you?
I'm saying, like, something is wrong with it.
Listen,
the fact that they're
I don't know what.
upping the prices.
We appreciate you guys watching. We hope you enjoyed that little challenge. And as always, if there's something that you'd like to see, Ron wants us to put spiky cactus fruit in our mouth.
Not this Ron, the other Ron.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't see why I would do that. Mm-hmm. But I don't
So we did a challenge.
Yeah.
We
Because
talked
it
about
was-
the baldness.
Yeah, and it's also National Clergy Day, so you should go home and hug your priest, or
Don't.
maybe don't hug
Or
your
don't
priest.
hug
Yeah,
your
maybe
priest.
don't hug the
Is
priest.
there like an age limit? Like, like
18 and older.
Right. 18 older, you can hug
Yeah,
them.
but it's Clergy Day.
It sucks that we have to look at Clergy Day as like kind of a bad day.
I don't look at it as a bad day. I just look at it as an odd day. Like I guess they should get their due,
No.
and clergy that counts. But that counts, your local imam, rabbi, monk,
Right, but when you're thinking clergy,
shaman. I don't know if shaman are considered.
but when you're
under
thinking about clergy, you're clearly thinking
priest.
about the priest,
Yeah,
right?
that's the
And it's
first.
funny because there's so many bad connotations connected to priests today.
Yeah.
Like almost like not getting. Even the Pope today doesn't have much respect.
Well, listen, when you start covering up all those.
No, I understand why,
Yeah.
but it's connotating the entire
I
community. in some ways.
I also find it interesting that Clergy Day is also happens to be in this case on a Sunday, as if the church doesn't already compete enough with football. They want to throw another day in there.
First off, Sunday is the best day for that because when do people go to church? On a Sunday.
No, they don't. They watch football. Is my whole point.
No. They go in the morning. That's why games usually start after 12 o'clock.
the
They get their information before.
Bro, we're
then
competing
they
with the NFL, and I think we're doing.
I don't think we're competing with the NFL. I don't think we have any competition because we suck and nobody's
No,
really
come
watching
on,
us.
man. We talk about look at all these amazing people that have joined us and watching us, and thank you. And
Your uncle, your
no,
your
actually,
sister.
no, hardly anyone that I'm related to.
Gotcha. Okay,
But let's talk a little bit about the rundown. Let's get into the rundown. We're talking about some incredible things in the news, emotional support, and this is based on some articles that maybe you saw and heard about in the news. For me, I want to start off with the woman on the
airplane?
On the airplane.
Well, why don't we start first off? The reason we brought it up, and it's the first topic, not because of the story,
I totally was.
but because of Mental Health Day that just happened this week.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's a very important day.
It is.
It's International Mental Health Day on October 10th, which not a lot of people know, even though we discussed it last week.
Right.
But we're noticing more and more people coming out and talking about their emotional issues. Whether it's anxiety, stress, depression. You didn't hear these things before.
No.
You heard people, kind of keep it in the closet. Nobody really talking about it. And clearly, every person that you meet has probably gone through something.
For sure.
Well, why don't you go with your story, and then we'll kind of work into it.
On squirrel lady?
The squirrel, yeah. So go ahead.
So this woman gets on a plane, and she's got, an emotional support animal. And when you go online to book your tickets, they ask you these questions now, if you need to travel with any special accommodations. And I think it's great that people do that.
I've done it, and I still do it.
Yeah?
My dog goes with me everywhere.
Really?
I have a piece of paper and an ID in the works. I applied online.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really
But is it
legit.
like kind of like, I had a buddy that, became a ordained minister online. He's not really a minister, you know what I mean? It was a piece of paper, plug your name in, go. Like, is it for real? Is it serving a purpose, or is it just because you just want your dog beside you when you fly?
Yeah, but for what reason?
I don't know.
For emotional support, but I think it's also emotional support for both. I think people are also forgetting about that.
Yeah, well, I do think, listen, I don't know what it's like to fly on the undercarriage of an airplane. I can't imagine it's very comfortable.
Definitely not.
But,
no, but imagine
I
how
also
that
don't
dog
particularly
feels.
Yeah, but I don't really care. I don't want to be on the plane with the animals. But this is not about a dog. But you know what, dogs, hold on a second.
But wait, how does it affect
Just a second.
you? But wait. You brought
wait.
something up.
Yeah.
How does that affect you that somebody has an animal? They're not touching you. They're not bothering you. It's helping the person. That's all that it's doing. Right? Babies on planes, they cause problems, right? They yell, they scream, they cry.
Dogs bark, and dogs smell, and dogs piss and poop themselves.
You know what?
everywhere.
People usually would never say that the dogs are barking while they're on a plane.
I don't
if you're
know.
taking a dog on a plane,
I've never had
usually it will be like a nice tame dog.
Yeah, I've never had
or cat.
I've
or
never
whatever
had
it may be.
I've never had the privilege or the misfortune, depending on how you want to look
But
at
how
it.
many times have you had saw babies that were really annoying on a flight?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what do we do?
But the point is, let's get to this lady here.
Okay.
This is not about a baby.
No, it's not about a dog either.
No, it's about a squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah, she has a
She
squirrel.
brought on an emotional support animal. It was a squirrel.
Right.
How do you even catch a squirrel? And then bring it, and then as a pet, and then you have it on the plane? And they had to evacuate the whole plane. She refused to get off.
Yeah, but I don't understand why she.
And she
why they
waited.
have to, wait,
and
how did they?
she made it a scene, man. She made a scene out of it.
Well, clearly, if you have a squirrel on a plane, you're going to make a scene out of it.
Well, no.
Right? You want the attention. That's my
You
opinion.
think?
But what I didn't get out of the article was, did the squirrel bother anyone? They just knew she had a squirrel. How is it bothering anyone?
It's vermin.
So
it's a
what?
rodent.
So what?
It's,
How are they bothering anyone? So what?
listen, it's unnatural.
Okay.
Nobody travels with pet squirrels.
Okay.
You don't go into your... Does she go to the restaurant with her pet squirrel? Does she go into her local Starbucks or whatever?
Possibly if it's for emotional support, I believe so. Why not?
I think this idea of emotional support then has gone a little too far.
I agree that
I think
I
you're just
agree with the
stretching
squirrel.
it.
I agree with the squirrel.
to
It's a
use
little
it-
bit silly.
To use an unpopular phrase, maybe with some people, it's a little snowflakey for my liking.
Okay, what about a bunny?
I don't care.
No. But is there a difference between a bunny or a squirrel?
I'm not a pet guy, so for me, in a way, no, but in a way, yes, because I know people who've had pet bunnies, pet squirrels. Who the hell has
But
a
is
pet
that
squirrel?
the reason
Does
that
Mike
it's a little
Crisker
bit
have
weird?
a pet squirrel?
My question is that okay? I've seen people have pet raccoons.
What?
Oh yeah.
Where?
Well, meaning on TV.
In Kansas?
No. Certain people have. I saw a lady. I saw this little video of a lady crying her eyes out because her pet raccoon died, and nobody felt bad for her. It was like
Why do you feel bad? It's a freaking raccoon!
But it's not about that. You're basically saying that the raccoon and the dog are very different from each other.
They're
are.
not.
As emotional support,
How many domesticated raccoons do you know?
that's the difference. That's really the difference. That it's not necessarily a domesticated animal. However, if you do domesticate a raccoon, it could be it has thumbs. It could do a lot more. Probably play video games.
Opposable,
with you.
yeah, definitely.
No, so you can have that as emotional support. Is it weird? Yes, I have to agree. It is a little bit weird.
Okay.
We've accepted dogs, cats, right? But if that's what's listen, when my fish died when I was
fish
younger,
died.
when my fish died, I would really be hurt. Now I didn't have the same relationship with a fish as I would with my dog, but I remember
Would you bring your fish on an airplane?
no, but I brought fish food on an airplane once for my fish. That's how much I cared for my fish. I got in trouble for it, but it's a long story. We're not going to get into it. But
Thank
yes,
God.
if you care for animals
Yeah.
and you have a relationship with them, then it doesn't really matter what type of
I
animal it
agree,
is.
but I think most people understand that we're talking about domesticated animals, right? Dogs and cats, for example.
But my problem was,
been domesticated
why-
for centuries.
Right, but what? So what? So
The squirrel?
So what? But how is the squirrel bothering anyone? Did it bother anybody on the plane?
Yeah.
Who?
Everyone on the plane.
Did it actually bother anybody on the plane? Okay, I have a squirrel. Oh, somebody saw it. Big deal. Mind your business. Go do your thing. Why do you care? This is my pet. You go do your thing.
Because what if
it's
your
a hamster?
pet? What if your pet decides to go for a little walk along the aisle?
Now, if the pet leaves your seat and goes for a walk in the aisle, yes, you have every right to express yourself.
Well, then,
but if I'm holding a pet, doesn't matter what, a bird.
Holding on to my right in anticipation of, if it's a long enough a flight,
yeah,
you're not going to sit with that thing entirely on your lap the whole time.
Yes, you are. And by the way, I can't see the squirrel being just like that. Like it probably was in a little cage
we
or something.
got a comment here from Matthew.
Okay.
First of all, Sean says never trust a person who doesn't like animals. Well,
thank you very much. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
too bad. Sean.
Never trust, right?
Animals. I don't say I don't like animals. I don't really care for pets.
No, you don't like animals. So
no, I don't have a problem with animals. I like
not
animals.
having a problem with something and not liking them.
I like animals. I like sharks. You want to see me having a shark?
You like sharks?
I think they're cool.
Would you bring a shark on the plane?
If I could.
If you could. That'd be a great movie, right? Sharks on a plane? Like, just like
Get
snakes
these
on a plane.
mother... Anyway, Matthew's saying, I've seen videos of people with pet skunks, raccoons, foxes. Yeah, Matthew, you watch a lot of weird videos, man.
Well, that's what we're saying. But
that's the internet. That's the internet thing.
A skunk would be different because you can actually be affected by it, right? Because there's a smell. So I mean, nobody really like you.
All animals smell. Your dog smells. Your cat smells.
You're comparing a skunk to a dog.
They all stink.
You stink. Your kids stink. Stop it.
Over.
Wait.
Talk about the
we'll
second
go back.
part.
So the second part is basically since we're talking about emotional support.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
An emotional carrot right now.
Have one. You're an emotional eater. Is that what happens?
Probably.
Explains a lot. All right. So so basically the story is with emotional support, a lot of people today are dealing with mental health issues.
Yeah.
And I read something about Selena Gomez. Now, I'm not a fan of hers, to be quite honest. I would have no idea what movie she's in, what song she sings. I know nothing about her. All I know is Justin Bieber. That they were dating for a long time. Are they still together?
Who cares?
I have no idea.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm too old to know about Justin Bieber.
I'm too old to care.
But what happens? She just put herself in a psychiatric ward because she was dealing with a lot of issues, and it's coming up. You can go ahead.
Sorry, I don't mean I know.
No. Go ahead.
But
go ahead.
You brought this up. Okay, on the preface of
go ahead.
You brought this up to me in our pre-show meeting.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
You informed me about this, and I read the article.
Yeah.
And it said that she suffers from. I want to get this right. She suffers from a condition. I think it's lupus.
Okay.
So
I'm thinking about George Costanza now.
No, I'm not. No.
Lupus.
Mm-hmm. No. So she suffers. She enters a mental health facility for ongoing issues about anxiety and depression. She'd been hospitalized twice in 2 weeks after experiencing an emotional breakdown, according to reports. Mm-hmm. So she had a low white blood cell count related to lupus. Hey, Costanza, it was lupus.
Okay.
Because she had a kidney transplant. No, so that's important. That's a seriously medical condition.
Wait, but you think one has to do with the other?
Of course they're going to be connected in the sense of, hold on a second.
Okay.
You're going through this condition that severely limits mobility. It could be extremely debilitating, could possibly kill you.
Right.
Required a kidney transplant.
At her age,
and that's exactly it. At her age, when all her friends are doing the quote unquote normal things, and she's so of course that's going to cause a lot of mental anguish and anxiety and depression, and I understand that and I respect that.
So you're trying to make sense of it. You're trying to make sense of it in that way.
I'm not really trying to make sense of it. I'm logically putting things together.
No. So you're telling me that there always needs to be a reason, meaning something physical, for you to have a depression or anxiety.
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so what are you saying?
No, I'm saying in her case, I think given the physical, the emotional, mental components fit a little more closely together.
Possibly.
But let's talk about. But then you started to propose another theory,
right?
About celebrity.
What, going for mental health issues?
Mental health issues, but you're talking about how they're overworked and
absolutely.
And stressed out.
Absolutely. So to be a celebrity,
who cares?
No, it's not who cares. You're thinking just because someone's making millions of dollars that they should not complain about anything that they're going through. So, for example, there's a lot of celebrities that are very, very busy. They have busy lives.
Right.
and they have a lot going on and so many pressures.
Yeah.
And that's why they go towards drugs. That's why they, that's why they drink. That's why they do other drugs.
So, but now you're making the connection that Gomez is on drugs.
No, that's not the connection. I said first off, I talked about celebrities,
Well,
and I didn't. No. She is a celebrity. I'm not saying her, but there are many other. So, for example, Justin Bieber. I just heard about it on the radio the other day. Not because I have this information lined up, but they had to work with him to tell him to stop doing drugs, and they thought he was going to die from doing a lot of drugs. Now,
Right.
what does he need to do drugs for? Like, what is the reason for him to go and do heavy drugs? He has so many fans. He sings really well. He could retire tomorrow and done with it. He's going to have an amazing life. But the problem is there's so many pressures. They're dealing with so many issues that they need those drugs. They need the alcohol. They need...
Nobody needs drugs. Nobody needs alcohol.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to suppress their feelings.
Okay.
They don't want to deal with a lot of the problems that they're having. Why? Because also they look weak. Right? So a lot of these celebrities...
I think we expect it.
What do you mean we expect it? We expect
I
everybody to take drugs?
I think in Hollywood, Hollywood has gone to the point,
But-
over the years of particular youth celebrities, I think to the point you expect these guys to get all messed up.
No, but the thing is about it, it's not necessarily that they're taking drugs, to be cool and because they have access to it.
Right.
It's because they're trying to feel better about their life. Also, like why would they do cocaine? They can do a lot more. They can, okay, I'm working here, I'm working there, I'm working there.
Here's why I don't care.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to know why.
Why I say I don't care. Of course, it's sad. Of course, it's hurtful. They are people. They have families. They have private lives. They were someone before they were famous. They'll be someone after they're famous. I get all that. Why I think in part myself and maybe a lot of people don't care is because they.
You think a lot of people don't care?
I think a lot of people don't care. I'll ask you, audience, do you guys care?
Yeah, and you can't be related to him. So
you can be, but it doesn't matter. Do you care about her medical breakdown, her emotional well-being? Do you care about Selena Gomez's well-being? And I think the reason why, and I'd be surprised, but I feel a lot of people don't, because in part, celebrities as a whole, and you will box them into that same compartment, is to say, they get away with so much more because of their celebrity. They have...
What does one have to do with the other? They're still human.
No, but they're still human. Buddy gets through his emotional distress by suppressing his traumas with drugs and alcohol, and commits some kind of stupid moment and gets arrested.
Wait,
and
who's this Buddy? Just anybody?
Anybody.
Okay, and?
Anybody.
Yeah.
Gets behind the wheel or robs a store or smashes their car up into something. The celebrity gets his or her mugshot. They get the publicity behind it.
Okay.
They get the paparazzi, and that's it. Then they go and hide in some little retreat. We don't see them, and they're okay. We feel bad. Everyone else, we're calling for their heads, and we want tougher jail sentences and mandatory minimum.
I don't think so. I think
celebrities are not treated in the same vein. Celebrities and athletes, they get away with so much because of their fame and their stardom.
But again, they're still human beings. So what? So we idolize them by watching a film
because we idolize
or hear their
them,
songs.
Because we
but
idolize
they're still
them.
human.
Yes, but they're not treated the same. And so,
but who cares about that? Who cares about how they're being treated?
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what it is.
But nobody's talking about what it is. We're talking about us. How should we feel? Now, again, I know nothing about Selena Gomez.
I don't care.
I don't know, but she represents a lot more than just she is one out of many entertainers that are out there. Remember what happened with the famous singer? Oh my God,
Whitney Houston?
No. Well, yeah, we know what happened with her in the drugs. Britney Spears. Remember was she shaved? Yeah,
she went with my haircut.
Yeah, she went with my haircut. Yeah, she was also celebrating. It was probably October 14th. No, but they go through a lot of traumas. They have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
And just because they're celebrities doesn't mean we shouldn't care. And plus, I think they should be using their platform to help people like us. To help people who are struggling, to let them know you shouldn't be going towards these types of drugs. Get help.
Right.
And by her going out and getting help, she's doing something amazing because she's showing people, hey, I'm not perfect.
But she's not getting help. She's against having the help. She was confined there. She doesn't even want it.
Well, why does she? Wait, she.
I don't know. My understanding was no. I mentioned she was forced in there twice.
Before.
In the very
no, but we're talking about now. We're talking about now. She decided to check herself in.
Dude, I don't know.
Well, from what I read, she decided. But anyways, the point is, we all need help, and it doesn't matter, if you're a celebrity or not. And I think that the celebrities, they can use it towards helping other people.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You also exploit the fact that they have these conditions. So they don't come out on their own and say, you know what, I'm so-and-so celebrity, and here's my story.
Oh, there are.
No, very few.
Well,
most of them,
slowly, because you're showing, look, to come out and talk about your mental health issues, you're putting yourself out there, and you're becoming a target.
And
people are not interested. People are not because people are not interested in working with you.
People are,
and every time you say something, like I'll give an example, and I'll make it even personal.
Please don't.
I'm saying when I came out and spoke about whatever my issues.
Yeah.
There were certain people that felt, wow, like now I understand, like, oh, I see that, you're not quite there. And it's like, what does one have to do with the other? The fact that, I went through, a depressing time in my life, or I have anxiety, like, how does this make me a target?
When somebody goes through mental health problems, disorders.
By the way, we're not talking about mental illness. There's a difference between the two, just to clarify.
But mental health, anxiety, depression,
right?
When they're dealing with it, and they actively come out and say, "Look, I have this. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what I'm battling," and they're a celebrity.
Yeah,
I praise that, because they are shedding a spotlight on something that millions and millions of people deal with and don't know how to get out of it, and realize, hey, you know what? We're not that different. You also have that, and yet you're able to seemingly have a
where's the problem?
The problem is when you get exploited by it, with paparazzi on top of that, or you're in a...
That's the business.
No, just a second. But when you don't choose to be the spokesperson,
right,
and you're thrust into the spotlight, and now you have to share, okay?
Yeah.
And at the same time, when we already know that you're going through these problems, and you're choosing not to seek help or whatever the situation is, and now I'm talking more about the people who are suffering.
Wait, so who do you feel bad for in this situation?
I don't feel bad for.
So you don't feel bad for anybody in this situation.
No.
So this person, but what you said, this person was exposed, but didn't really want to be exposed.
Maybe, but I'm just saying I don't.
So you don't feel bad for her for that?
I don't need to care about her life, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but she's in.
It's her business. She's a private individual. It's none of my business what she's going through. If she wants to, if she wants to say something to the public about conditions that she's experiencing, great. And if it's going to be helpful to someone, fine. She didn't want to do that. She wasn't interested in it. She's famous because she, shtook Bieber or whatever the heck she was doing. Who cares? Who cares why she's famous? Who cares about any of these?
It's got nothing to do with why she's famous.
They take the alcoholics and the druggies that are drowning their own sorrows.
We need to understand. So I'll tell you a short story very, very, very quickly. I had a friend, and she died of liver disease. Okay, and everybody was talking about just the liver disease. But what caused it? She was depressed for a very long time. She had mental health issues that led her to drink. She drank so much that she damaged her liver. Okay. But we're just looking at the liver disease. We're not looking at what caused it. If she would have come out before and would have said, I got into the situation because of what I was going through mentally, maybe we'd be able to get some help.
Maybe.
But no, we only focused on the liver disease problem and we left it.
Okay.
So I think that people like her are doing amazing work. Even, you know what? I don't know if she was outed or not. You said she was outed.
That's what now she has.
So she has some sort of responsibility to talk about it and try and help others who are going through it.
Does she, or does she not have, like you keep saying, she have her own private life and let her deal with it?
No. I can't force her to do it.
Right.
I'm not in that position, but I'm saying that it would be great if she would do that.
Okay.
It would be great. All right. Together?
Yeah.
All right, great. We went off.
All right, way off. So
wait, any comments? Anything going on? Something?
My uncle's asking me in Israel, what's with the water? No cola.
Oh, yeah. No cola. So I actually kind of gave up on Diet Coke.
Did you?
Well, not really. I'm trying not to drink it.
Yeah.
I'm doing my very best. So I have like a can a day, if anything.
Right. And I appreciate everyone watching, by the way. A lot of people joining us tonight, which is amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to like and share us at The Prickly Pear Show.
Oh, that's very nice. Good, nice plug.
A zinger in there. Let's talk about saving lives after death. We're getting pressed for time, so I want to fit this in because it's an interesting story. You brought up the idea that there is a woman who started basically a kidney chain. For those of you who don't know what a kidney chain is, I myself didn't realize until I read the article, but essentially this woman was in need of a donation for a kidney, and someone came to her rescue to be a donor but couldn't donate and be a match, and as a result she ultimately got her kidney, but she realized that she could be a a donor for
donor.
someone else, and effectively started this like a think of a chain link, a link chain.
Yeah, okay.
So she found other links to build this chain, and she sort of said, "Well, I can't help you, but I promise to help someone if you help someone."
Right.
And then, so as a result of this single woman's actions, 7 lives
seven lives were saved. Amazing.
And that's pretty awesome. And this idea of, are we responsible for each other? Do we have this accountability to one another? And I think the answer to that is to a larger extent, yes. But
I have a question.
Was amazing that she was able to.
So
do
I have
that.
a question. So like in terms of the Jewish religion, we're not really allowed to donate our.
I don't know if that's true anymore.
I think it is true. I think it is true. I think it is still true.
Super Jew you are.
Well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I remember when I had to sign like a piece of paper or like my health card to say whether I'm going to be a donor or not.
Yeah.
So I put a maybe.
A maybe.
There's an
option. Ask you when you're dead.
Meaning I could still change my mind, so it's not a clear no. So I'm not necessarily. And I always thought about it. I was like, if I'm dead, don't I want to help somebody else live? Like, don't I want to donate some of my organs to assist somebody?
Yeah.
And in reality, I actually do. But when I told my parents this, they were like, "No, you can't do it." And I'm like, "Wait a second, it's my body.
Right.
I'm already dead. What are you going to do with this? I really don't care. And if I can save a life, why don't I do it?" So I think that we should be talking more about using our body parts to help those that can live after us, and think about the amazing deed that we're doing right now. Whether it's liver or kidney or whatever else, brain. I don't know what, heart, whatever else they can take.
I don't think you can.
I don't know. I don't know what really I can donate, but I'd give everything away if I could save a life.
Yeah.
But literally, I was thinking lately that I want to make the change and to be an organ donor, but I don't know how my parents will take it.
That's your body. It's your business.
Yeah, I don't have a tattoo yet. I still fear my parents. I'm 40 years old and I don't want to get a tattoo just to make them feel bad.
But I think it's nice, and I wanted to highlight that. I don't have much more to say about it, really, truthfully.
No, that's it. So you just want to talk about? Well, anyways, what do you think about the idea of saving lives after death? Like, would you consider doing something like that, knowing that your liver can save someone's life? Would you do it? The audience, would you do it?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have that kind of. I grew up with that whole notion. I was taught in school that we can't. The body, what God gave you bring back all in the same, more or less same condition minus the mileage. So
I'm dead though.
It's
just a body.
I get it.
And I can help somebody. There were times where I'm thinking about helping people while I'm still alive. Yeah. Like, the whole bone marrow disease. Right? So they have, they say Ashkenazi Jews are able to help out. Yeah, so I don't have a problem. And I remember...
I think we have, that's part of our duty as human beings to one another, that we care for.
So why is it such a big problem? Why are people not more people are donating? Because I think it's something that's amazing. That I think
it's just that people have this, whether it's religious or belief or whatever, stereotype that that this is something sacred that we shouldn't, we're not supposed to. There's this fear. I don't know. Maybe people think that what if they get reincarnated and then all of a sudden, you got no bones, you got no kidney. I have no idea. I don't know what people think. I'm just throwing it out there, spitballing. You got a better idea?
I don't have a better idea, but I'm just wondering, why is this such a big deal? Why?
I don't think.
Why isn't there more push towards hey, you can help other people. This is an amazing thing that you can do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Saving a life is really what we're meant to do on this earth, to help each other.
Right. He who saves a life saves the world entire.
Absolutely. I'm very much about that. Yeah. Okay, so you clearly want to move on. So natural disasters.
Yeah. Not so natural. Are they?
Give me a little breakdown, and we'll take it from
there.
there.
Look, I think we wanted to approach it from sadly, in the last 2 or so weeks now, we've experienced in the news. We've heard some really tragic stories about natural disasters in 2 particular parts of the world. The first being in Indonesia. With a huge typhoon, cyclone, and everything that was
right, and tsunami. There was a tsunami, wasn't there?
Tsunami.
It was a tsunami.
Sorry, that's a Howard Stern thing.
Okay.
And then now, of course, recently with Hurricane Michael hitting the United States, and there was this feeling like and I think in part has to do with where we live in the world, but the sort of the coverage that these events carry with, 6,000 plus people dead or presumed dead, missing
in Indonesia,
which
is double 9/11. Double the amount of 9/11.
Right, yes.
And are we talking about it? Are we making a big deal? It's not a terrorist attack.
No, not
it's
hardly
a natural
a peep.
disaster.
Hardly a peep.
Right? Nothing.
Yeah.
Like to a point where that was a topic in last week's conversation.
We just
we decided we said no. Let's bring it up.
Well, we ran out of time because you talk too much. I talk too much. So
okay.
So
I'll take it.
There you go. Jig one in. But no. So we decided we're going to talk about it now, and I think it's important that why aren't we paying so much attention? And I think straight up, it's just this idea of the privilege of we're living in North America, and it's sort of this NIMBYism, not in my backyard, so I don't care, right? Like if it's not happening where I live, I'm not interested.
Right, but do you remember the tsunami of 2004 that happened in Thailand?
Yeah.
Okay, so
they made a movie out of it.
It's not just that. So many celebrities were involved, paying money. I remember Kobe Bryant, donating $20 million.
No, because wasn't Kobe's $20 million supposed to fix everything?
No, but it's supposed to help.
Right.
What about the one in Haiti? I feel like we're almost getting used to these disasters, and we're kind of like, meh, who cares? Like, it's not happening here. I shouldn't really care about it. 2005, right, in Louisiana.
Right, yeah.
Right, same idea. People really care about it.
Yeah.
Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
How many disasters have happened since? Meh, people don't care about it anymore.
Right.
And I'm looking at this as a problem in our society that we've become immune to death. Like it's almost like so many people are dying, and
7 billion people on the earth.
Still, these are human beings.
Right.
If one person, we cared so much about what happened here in Danforth.
Yeah.
Right. How many people died? 2.
Yeah.
Right. 2 people, and we made a big deal. Now you're talking about 6,000 people.
But again, I connect it back to the whole idea. If it's not in your immediate vicinity and area, sometimes you're not even aware of it.
I agree.
And you're not thinking about it, and you can't. It's hard to connect. It's hard to connect. I've never been in a tsunami. Right. I've never survived an earthquake.
Okay.
I've never, escaped a burning volcano.
Okay, do you remember?
So I don't know what it's like. I'm not saying I can't feel compassion and want to help. I'm just saying I am fortunate enough, you are fortunate, we live in an area where those types of disasters, thankfully, so far, have not or cannot occur here.
But is it really just about that? Because now we have a situation. We just had a situation with Michael. Yeah. That's somewhat is supposed to affect us. It's North America.
Right.
It's here.
But you see, so here's the thing, and I'm wondering, and partly what I was thinking about this, and I with the hurricane in particular, it's the fact that you in these cases where that the storm is coming, and we have the technology, thankfully, that could tell you, like, look, this thing is going to be really powerful and serious, and you need to leave. You need to go. You need to run away and get out of here. There's this sort of, I think, for me, this sense of frustration, I'm sorry to say. Like, people who, no, I'm staying. I'm batting down the hatches, and I don't care. Now you're putting other people at risk because they have the duty to...
But not everybody has the ability to just get up and go.
I agree, and I understand. But in circumstances where you're able to leave, they tell you to leave. And there are circumstances every time. There's that idiot on his roof, the big axe, help me, because he thought he's going to be smarter than the storm, or he's convinced it's not coming, or the reporters are wrong, and it's going to take a huge right or a huge left, and we're not worried about it. And you have that contribution. The damage is the damage is the damage. There's nothing we can do about it. I would arguably say, don't live in that area. If you know that your area is susceptible to mudslides, you're not going to build a house there, are you? Are you? If you know that you live in the mountains, and you know that on this mountain ridge, every year there's an avalanche. Okay, so let me build my house here.
No. So
I love the view.
Let me ask you a question. So so people that live in California. This is an example.
Perfect. Idiot.
Fire.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, they live by trees. There's always a problem there, right? Yeah. Earthquakes in California.
Yep.
So what do you want to do? Not to live in California? You want them to move away?
They have a choice.
So you're blaming the people in some way.
I am blaming the people that stay behind in the areas when they're explicitly told to leave.
But we're not talking about we're not just talking about these particular people.
No, I am asking,
we're talking about the idea of disasters happening. Wait. We're talking about the idea of disasters happening, and us not really giving a hoot. Kind of saying,
and I'll tell you why.
Another one. How many people died?
I put a theory out there in terms of the states, okay? Now I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about what happened in Indonesia. And in places like that, a lot of the people that live right on those coastal communities are so poor, there's nowhere else for them to live. They can't afford. Physically, there's not a space for them to go.
Right.
Okay? And that's, again, through overpopulation of the world, and I think that's a crazy way of Mother Nature culling itself and culling the population to some kind of normalized levels. It is awful. I'm not saying, but
I don't think
I'm looking at it from a non-emotional perspective. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, the rich and the powerful, you know what happened to them down there? Their summer home, their third home, their fifth home, that's the thing that got destroyed. They weren't there.
Right.
They were rushed off to safety.
Right, because they were able to afford it.
Right.
They were able to leave.
And so, again, poverty is sometimes the cause of their own demise, right?
Absolutely.
Being poor is the punishment.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're not talking about. Exactly. You can't grow food, so you're going to die. I can afford to buy my own food. I can afford to move to a better place. I think that's what's going to happen.
So my real issue is, how come we're not being proactive when it comes to this? So, like, for example, Indonesia, they should know there's a possibility of a tsunami. What are they doing about it?
So they tried, these early warning detection systems.
No, but like, how about protecting? How about putting something there that could protect the people? I know it sounds funny to you, because clearly it's no, but something along those lines. Like when I lived in Israel, I lived in Haifa, and there's always a chance of not tsunami, but like waves coming into the city. So they have rocks that are breaking the waves.
I think they have those out there. At the end of the day, nature is nature, and sometimes when you're dealing with this insane force of nature, you can't protect against that. When you don't know when it's coming, you don't know when it's coming. That's the difference between a tsunami, right? A tsunami is a result of an underground earthquake that causes ripples and sends these massive waves.
Right, but we kind of know where it's happening.
You have a minute.
It's not like you're not expecting something like this to happen in Toronto.
But the difference is, like with the hurricanes, the technology, we can see it for 3-4 days. We know where it's coming, and you have enough time to say, hey, this thing is forming and you better get out of here.
But I think the conversation was more about, how come we don't really care anymore? How come we're not making a big deal of all these deaths? Like, you have so many people dying.
I think it's because
6,000 people.
Yeah.
And you know what? How about this?
Right.
On Facebook, okay, which is, where people talk all the time, how many people were sharing information regarding the tsunami? 6,000 people.
Yeah.
And yet,
in our part of the world, probably next to none.
But why? That's my question. Why are we not? Like, why do we not care? Because they live far away? Because these people are expendable in some ways? I mean, it's awful.
It is awful.
It's awful.
I don't disagree with you.
That there needs to be something about it. Where
but what, again, make people accountable.
But wait, if there was a terrorist attack that happened that claimed the lives of 100 people in that region, we'd be talking about it. But when it came to a natural disaster like tsunami, we're just like, okay, well, that's the area.
I don't agree with it, but I think to try and answer your question, and again, this is not my opinion, it's just a thought that one might say, is that in an incident where it's humankind against humankind, when you're killing people with weapons and intentional murder, that's a whole different
But you could say these people are crazy there.
It's a whole different situation. Fanatical and otherwise, doesn't matter. It's a different complexity of reality than compared to, nature.
Okay.
Storm surges.
So
and things like that.
let's put it into perspective. So in Africa, you have a lot of tribes that are killing other tribes, right? Or not even just tribes, but
but
crazy
now this
people.
is not a natural disaster.
No, it's not a natural disaster, but we're still not talking about it because it's not in our backyard.
Again, that has the other component to it. Yeah, I'm not saying
we're just how many people died in some I don't know. Let's pick Ethiopia.
Don't go that far. Some gang member shot another guy, or gang member downtown. You're not talking about it.
No, but these are two people that need to be annihilated. These are two gang members. No, these are two bad people. I don't care if one criminal. No, there's a difference in one criminal. One criminal killing another criminal.
They're human beings. Why do they become criminals?
Well, they stopped being human beings when they started to become the life of crime.
The answer is that there is no answer. There's too many people around here.
Okay, I think we should care, and I think we should do something about it. Yes, you can press the button. Go ahead. All right. Any responses? Anything that we can see? Because I can't see.
A guy got shot in his own driveway, apparently, and Ulfer is asking us to stop watching
news and enjoy life. It's true.
All right, Ulfer, this one's for you. This one is...
Why would you say this one's for him?
Because it's about enjoying
life?
And he made a comment about it earlier. Okay. So, next we're going to talk about... You wrote weed... the people.
We the
I would have
people.
said weed the North.
Right. It's a good one. I'm not disagreeing. I just didn't think about, because I'm not
I know.
really a Raptor fan, so I didn't think
Yeah,
about your quotes.
That's okay.
And so, yeah.
In just a Wednesday, I think it is.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
big day,
In 3
right?
days, yeah.
Big countdown to cannabis becoming legal. And why did you want to talk about it?
I want to talk about it because, it is a big news. Well, no, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge, and
It's progressive.
I think it's going to really affect how Canadians are going to be looked at by the world. Not just...
You really?
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you an example. Back in the day, Amsterdam was the only place where you were allowed to smoke.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody's, let's go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, if weed wasn't legal there,
Right.
Nobody would be like, yeah, let's go to Amsterdam. They like the idea of it.
Right, they got all those
And I
canals.
think now Canada will be inviting people from the South or from all over the world to try and come here and enjoy. By the way, another part of it is you're allowed to bring weed with you
Yeah.
on domestic flights.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
But if people smoke, it's kind of like
We
cigarettes.
you don't smoke cigarettes on a flight. Why do I have to? Sit
You're
there?
allowed to bring it. You're not
Bring
allowed
it.
to,
Fine,
no.
bring it. I don't
You're
care.
not
I don't
allowed
want you
to.
bring
You're not
with
allowed
you.
to smoke on the flight.
So bring it. I
You're
don't
allowed
care.
to bring it.
I don't care what.
So
you
meaning
have.
if it's domestic, you're allowed.
So
talk to me maybe a little bit about the changes that you're going to see Canada go through.
I don't know. It's hard to
Like
say.
what are we looking at here? Because so right now
I
I'm,
wonder what's
I'm
gonna
seeing a
happen
lot
to
of
the dealers.
commercials. Well, good. They're going to disappear.
You think so?
Well,
I don't.
Listen, if anything, it's going to bring the costs down. Right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? That they're going to bring something illegal? Like, for example,
Well,
there's people
I
right
think-
now.
look-
Wait, there's people right now who are selling cigarettes illegally.
Right. Here's the deal. I think the only thing that this does is it allows the government to get its hands on
The money?
problem that it realizes it can never solve.
Okay.
And so this is a case of you can't beat them, join them. And so the government is going to become the biggest pot dealer in the country.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And they just want
But
the money from it.
what do you think
I
will
don't
happen
know what,
from it?
Listen, I don't smoke.
Okay.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you this from that, good from bad. I think that there's a lot of slippery slope here in the beginning, and I think until we realize, like, you're normalizing something that to a certain extent maybe shouldn't be, and then on the other hand, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I get the medicinal components behind it.
Okay.
I get the recreational component behind it.
Okay.
I've never really heard of someone smoke up and then
Commit murder.
or stick up
Right.
a bank.
But what about alcohol then? Do you have the same?
So, but here's the thing. So where I get concerned is, and because alcohol, for example, is so readily available, and then you have so many, drunk drivers, the stoned or high drivers. When some people are they react differently. They get stoned. They can't.
Have you ever been in a car with a stone person before? I mean, it's a real question.
I don't think so.
Okay.
If I have,
so I have.
I'm not sure.
And I'll tell you my complaint.
Yeah.
They're too cautious. They drive really slow.
I don't know.
Right, and
That's not necessarily
and-
safe for you either.
Well, no, but meaning there's a little bit of a difference, and I want to know whether the same rules are going to be applied.
I don't think so.
To weed smokers as much, as just they're going to treat it like alcohol. And by the way, I'm starting to see it. If you're as a
you
driver,
really have the-
no, you see the signs, and it's kind of like like don't smoke, or now we're going to start stopping people.
Yeah.
And do you realize how many people are smoking today and driving? And do not think for a second that it's the same as a DUI, like as alcohol.
I get that.
And again, we're just playing devil's advocate on this. I'm just asking the question.
I understand. I think that they really didn't think any of this through. I don't think you can really anticipate all these things, right? Like the police put out a thing that's saying, well, their officers can't, 28 days in between shifts, you got to be clean or something. So basically, you can go smoke weed on your vacation and make sure you're 28 days sober before you come back or something. So it's arbitrary.
Is that really something that
It's
goes
arbitrary.
on?
It's arbitrary.
But how could they check this out? How would they know?
Urine tests and stuff, right? How do you check it?
But it doesn't go away after 20. No, it's
I don't
it's
know.
not the same.
I think it's supposed to
the
be
way
not
it
in your
works.
system.
The way it works is you're supposed to flood your system to be able to take it out.
Look,
how do you know when you did it?
At the end of the
and
day,
why are we treating it the same way? Well,
listen.
alcohol. Did you party last night? How many people come to
If you
work
party last night, you
after
come
a serious hangover?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But if you're a cop or a paramedic or a teacher, you
Right.
better not be at work hungover.
Well, yeah, because you're now affecting the students.
And that's exactly what we're talking about.
Right, but how many people are hungover after they smoke? Right, like who brings it the next day?
I don't know.
It just becomes a very slippery slope, as you mentioned.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
think
don't.
it's
I don't
it's a
think
big
this
issue.
is. I don't think this is a smart idea. but I don't think
legalizing it,
Yeah.
or coming up with all the rules of how to
listen,
punish people.
Yeah,
for it.
because that's the thing is the punishment. Is,
By the way, Ophir, I drive pretty fast, and you know it. Go ahead.
the punishment I think is designed in part to satisfy those people who are
Against it?
completely against it, right?
Uh-huh.
And for whatever moral, ethical reasons. Now we're taking away the argument about whether it's legal or not.
Right.
So they're trying to normalize it. And again, I think it's become more readily accessible and acceptable in the mainstream for people to smoke it or say that they smoke it or you know there's the hemp culture, right? There's $1 billion of industry going behind it, right? To the point where literally the government is like, hey, we better get our share on this, right? So I don't think they're worried about that. I think that's just this like trying to please everybody.
But I'm talking about the people themselves. Like, are people who are smoking today, are they worried that now it's going to be treated the same way as alcohol?
I can't
because
answer
in reality, you know, like when somebody drinks, they're completely out of their mind. Right? Meaning like when somebody smokes, they can still function. It's a different type of feeling. Now I'm talking somebody that doesn't, for example, I don't drink any alcohol, right? But I know the effects, and I could see the effects of how these people are acting.
Look, but like anything else, when you take something to excess, it's a different story, and it's a different reaction, and it's a different consequence. If it's something that is, you know, very moderate or extremely rare and casual, you know, someone can have a drink or two or three and not feel a thing, and feel like totally fine.
Right.
They're not chemically not fine.
Right.
But they don't feel or show any adverse effects. You've got your happy drunks, you've got your loud drunks, you've got your pukey drunks, you've got your annoying drunks.
But they have,
so now you're going to have your annoying happy stoners, quiet stoners,
but they have a
pukey
specific
stoners.
amount. They have a specific amount where they say you cannot have
This is
it
a
above
threshold.
this level.
Arbitrary.
But when it comes to weed, how could you tell? Like, what, you know, what if, now, don't get me wrong, if you have somebody that smoked and is driving, right, and he's going crazy and, like, you know, can't really function, his eyes are completely red, yeah, maybe this guy should not be on the road.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't know. I really don't have, I don't participate, I don't have experience, so I can't comment from a personal component.
Right.
I just think that, like, you know, at school, I know as students, wondering, like, you know, they're going to, what are we doing for our youth? What kind of message does it send? Do our teachers come stoned to work? Do our bankers come stoned to work? Does your lawyer come stoned before he goes to court? You know what I mean? Like, it's open. You can have a smoke break, right? You're going to see people outside packing butts.
So stop.
And then
so now
I got to go back into work. Hang on, I got to
you.
go for my weed
So
break.
now I have a question for you.
You know what I mean?
But no, because how about drink? So for example, people that smoke, they don't go to work stoned. Right? The same way people who drink don't go to work.
Listen,
don't go to work after
let's talk about
drinks.
Let's talk about corporate culture for a second. Okay, I have some experience there.
Right.
In another life, I used to work in a corporate world, and I have a lot of.
How much cocaine did you do?
None.
How much cocaine did other people do?
I don't know.
Well, so I'll tell you. In the corporate world.
So, I'm talking about like the socially accepted corporate world of the idea of going for a business lunch and having drinks during your business lunch.
Right.
Okay, so you can literally go somewhere, have a drink.
Right.
Maybe you're drunk, maybe you're not. Maybe it affects you, maybe it doesn't. One or two with the client, whatever, and then go back to work. So you're telling me now you can do the same thing? You can toke up and do the same thing?
It's possible.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's possible depending on the job too.
Right.
Depending on what the job wants to
So, but then the guy, but then the secretary who's in her whatever 9-to-5 office job, and then she's going for her cigarette break, and now she's going for her other smoke break.
Right.
Again, I just don't know what this is going to do. Right. I think at some point, like.
But they should be saying
honestly feel like it's going to be a big deal for the beginning, and then it's just going
to. You can't come stoned to work.
Okay.
The same way you can't come drunk to work, but that's where it should be.
Okay.
Right, like people who, for example, take a toke. I hang out. I go all the time, and I see people on their breaks instead of cigarettes, they would roll one and they would smoke.
Right.
But we go. Everybody goes back into the room, and everything seems to be fine. But then you have the types of people that don't know how to handle it, and they go crazy. And then don't mind this person.
That's everything. You can't. You got to know where your limit is. And I guess in the one part they said, look, let's just see where everyone's limit is. And I think that's a big risk. I think long term.
I think it's going to be a big problem, and I think it's going to be another way.
But I think long
for the cops to make more money.
Maybe, but I think long term it's not going to be that bad. I think long term it's going to be
like anything. But now, what about those people that were jailed for selling this stuff?
What was then can't be compared to now. What was
No,
what
no,
the
no.
law yesterday was the law
Right,
yesterday.
but you let them out.
What'll be interesting
But you
is
let them out.
No, what'll be interesting to see is the arrest records of October 16th. That'll
Okay.
be interesting to see.
Okay.
Is there a spike in let's get these guys before it? That'll be interesting.
17th, no?
No, the 17th is when it's legal.
Yeah.
The day before.
Okay.
I'd like some statistic on that. And I predict a huge influx of
Stay at home, people.
last minute
Stay at
arrests.
home.
I don't know.
That's where,
whatever it is.
and
What
that's
can
where
I
people
tell
are doing
you?
it.
All right.
Beautiful. So,
We're into the end of the show here.
well, right now we have our special little piece that we're doing.
Big cactus, small
Big cactus, small cactus. This is like a big deal. No big deal.
No big deal.
So why don't you bring up the topic?
Couple of issues. So, Kanye and the president, Donald Trump. BFFs forever.
Right.
Big deal, no big deal. Kanye's going around with his MAGA hat on, meeting the president, praising him. People are going nuts. People are just like, this guy's an Uncle Tom, he's a traitor, he's a self-hater. Big deal, no big deal.
I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. I surprised you with this one, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a big deal because not just because of what Kanye represents, but because it's funny because I heard a speech and he was saying how we should support our president and we should be behind him. But wasn't he the guy that said George Bush is a racist?
Yes.
When it came down to the 2005 Louisiana.
George Bush hates white people, and then
right.
Mike Myers.
Oh, you remember that? So
I remember that look.
I think it's a big deal because of what he's standing up for. Now, whether I believe it or not, whether I think it's a show, I don't really know. They also did this thing right now with like Kid Rock, that came.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Where they were doing something for the entertainment industry, where artists are able to now own their rights,
right?
As opposed to before the studios had full
okay.
rights, and artists weren't making enough money.
Yeah,
I mean they're making a lot, but the
right.
studio is making a lot more.
Right.
I just feel like it's creating a debate. I think it's it's putting things into perspective. Like, should we hate Trump? Should we hate everything about him? Maybe there's certain things about Trump that are good.
I don't think this is about Trump. I think it's about Kanye. I don't think Kanye cares about Trump. I think
he cares. Well, I mean that's the thing. They're very similar. They're both egotistical.
Yeah.
They both care about their image.
In fairness, Kanye has been quoted for years and years, sort of, on these sort of more right-leaning type of thought, or right-leaning, right, you're right, whatever, type of thoughts. And I think it's not anything inconsistent with his ideas and messages. I even heard an interview with Dave Chappelle, and he I'm basically stealing his thinking at this point, but that's what he's saying. He's like, he's forever been, always kind of leaning outside of the box, right?
But that's the thing. Like,
that's my question. And then they're likening it to all these like Republican entertainers who are not, the entertainment world tends to be traditionally Democrat.
Why do you have to be on the right or the left? Why can't you be the type of person just questions everything? Like, or no, but that's the thing. You can't. See, even when you go on Facebook, like people say, okay, you belong to this group of people. Some people say you belong to this group of people, and say, no, I belong to all group of people. I'm for certain rights, and I question, the next best thing. Because at the end of the day, like I want to see how it affects me and how it affects the world. And the problem is that Kanye represents the black community.
Yeah.
Does
he though?
Definitely, he's black. I mean, listen, they wanted Tiger Woods. Do you remember that whole thing? No, he does. No, he does. He does represent in a way the black community because they're looking at him. That's why would they call him Uncle Tom? There was a segment on CNN where 4 black people were sitting there and completely bashing him, and it's like, look, the guy has different ideas than you.
Yeah.
Right? Now, you don't have to agree with him, but why do you have to call his blackness into question?
I agree with you. For that reason, I think no big deal. That's why I'm saying it's no big deal. I don't think it's a big deal.
I think it's a big deal for that reason. Now, again, do I really care about Kanye and his opinions? No. With Lizzie, I don't like his music. But the point is, I think that he's creating some sort of a wave where people are starting to ask more questions. People are like, hey, why can't he have a different opinion than you?
Yeah.
Why can't he? By the way, his wife and the family, the Kardashians, they're very Republican. They're not Democrats, in their ideas, right?
Yeah, but I think again, a lot of that has to do with selling image,
selling image.
Entertainment.
You think they would? The Kardashians are making money off the fact that they're more Republican? On the contrary,
Look,
you need to be more on the left
the
side.
idea of Republican entertainers versus Democratic entertainers have been around since entertainment.
Right.
Ronald
they say
Reagan famously,
Right.
went from a Democrat to a Republican to the
Right.
point where he became president out of the whole thing. So, Schwarzenegger, super popular, super Republican.
But he was very Republican.
But he always has been.
Always
and
has
that's
been.
fine.
Right, always has
again,
been.
don't-
But look what he's doing against Trump on a regular basis.
but he's more sane than Kanye.
Which is kind of weird to say.
So, right?
But nonetheless.
Arnold is sane and Kanye is not.
Was that Schwarzenegger? Because it sounded like Walken.
Oh,
No,
my walk-in is
I want to hear it afterwards, and I want you to tell me whether you did a Schwarzenegger or a...
100% that was a Schwarzenegger.
That did not sound like a Schwarzenegger.
You get your ears checked. Let's talk about the next topic, big cactus, small cactus, really here because we're crushing on time. I'm going to skip to the bottom one.
You could go wherever you want.
Pete Davidson, Ariana Grande. Apparently, their engagement's over. Big deal. Big cactus, small cactus.
I don't even know why we're talking. I don't even know why we're talking.
I'll tell you why we are, because this is apparently the hottest story that this guy. If you see the two again, it's like
what he looks like a funny Jew, and she looks like a hot girl.
I don't think he's a Jew at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought for some reason he looks Jewish.
No.
He has a very Jewish.
He
face.
looks like he's on crack, and she looks like wickety whack.
Yeah, but he's a celebrity and he's funny, and
again,
I'm sure that's a great character to have.
So there was this whole thing that they were together and they were this amazing power couple, and it was super lovey-dovey, and I think they even went to the point where one of them tattooed the other one's name or something, it's over, it's done, and who cares? That's what I say. I say no. I say smallest cactus in the world.
I don't really care. I don't know the full story, but again, I don't really care about.
We're just trying to keep it current, man. Just trying to,
Okay. Oh, you're trying to keep it current. You just brought it up 2 minutes before the show.
#popular.
All right, let's make it happen.
Last one. Celebrating goals in sports. Are we overdoing it? Recently, we had Austin Matthews of our 5-1 Toronto Maple Leafs. Played against Chicago. Back and forth game, craziness. He shoots a goal, he scores a beauty, and he kind of chirps the crowd a little bit, celebrates with this little "can't hear you" making noise. 30 seconds later, when Patrick Kane ties it up, he copies him and gives him the same little thing back and forth.
Awesome.
People love it.
Yeah, it's
but
sports entertainment.
The leagues hate it.
I know the leagues
NFL.
hate it because it's showing, it's about sportsmanship.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. But I think that it's entertainment. They're selling tickets. They should be enjoying it. The same thing with football, right? When people weren't celebrating, and they noticed when they stopped it for a year and they didn't allow people to celebrate touchdowns.
Right.
They were losing people.
I don't know how much they were losing. I think
they were. It's an entertainment league.
Here's the thing. Entertainment, yes.
Yeah.
Celebrate, yes.
Yeah.
But at some point it becomes taunting, right? If you're celebrating in a blowout,
right.
You know what I mean? So there's a line that has to be drawn.
There is a line. Again, there is a line because I play sports, and there's sometimes where other players
all
taunt.
the sports.
Right, but somebody, like let's just say I play basketball, and there's somebody taunting.
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying. But at the same time, good for that person. You want to hurt him. You want to make sure. You want to make sure that person knows that you're going to go at him hard. And I love it. I think it brings out competition. And I don't have any fans that watch me play basketball, as there shouldn't be anybody sitting out there.
Invite everybody. You gotta
Nobody would come and watch me play.
Let's go watch Ron play ball.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe next Thursday. Maybe we'll get some people to come out. But the idea behind it is that there needs to be that line of taunting.
Yeah.
But in this type of competition, I mean, getting the crowd into it and getting them to hate somebody, I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it's really good for the sport itself. We're down.